Welcome back to Adri's Farmhouse Kitchen. Today we are going to make this lovely stewed peppers and tomatoes, the lecso. Also we are going to finish off a beautiful sourdough bread. If you're interested, you are welcome to my kitchen and let's go watch the vlog, friends. I am ready to start make our sourdough bread. So the sourdough starter, it's rising lovely for a few hours now. That still need a few more hours until it double in size. So for now, I've got lukewarm water, 350 ml, and I'm going to pour this in this glass dish, and I'm going to sieve through 500 grams of bread flour, and I'm going to add that to our lukewarm water, and I'm going to mix that really well until all of the flour cooperates lovely with that water, and it's gonna give us a sticky dough. To sieve through our flour, it aerates it. So I'm aiming about half a kilogram, about 500 grams. Takes us all the lumps you've got or any debris in our flour, especially when you buy it bulk, like I do. Perfect. And now I can go in, and you can use your KitchenAid mixer, but I am just going with my hand and give it a good mix until we're gonna have a sticky dough. You might tend to add more flour, but this works really well. I mean, it's really hard to give out a recipe when you make sourdough bread because it depends on so many things, and it's honestly the most important things, in my opinion, the sourdough starter. As long as your sourdough starter good and you use it in the right time, you cannot go wrong, friends. So this one is still very sticky. So if it's this sticky that it really does not come off my hand, I do use a bit more flour. So we'll be aiming to a sticky dough, but not so much this sticky like it's wet. And as long as we reach that consistency, I use shower cup to cover this glass bowl up, and we're going to leave this to it for an hour or a couple of hours until our sourdough starter risen or doubled in size. It's hard to tell that as well when, because it all depends on your kitchen, all the bacteria in your kitchen, the temperature. So it really observing with baking. Cooking, it's easy. With cooking, we can use the ingredients, follow the recipe, and it's not a problem to achieving the goal, what's in the recipe book, let's say. With baking, it's possible, but not always guaranteed, especially with bread making, and especially with sourdough bread making. So now, as you can see, it's coming off my hands. I can rub it off. It's still sticky, but not wet though. So I can collect all the bits from this glass bowl. It's not crystal clear, but it is cleanish. It's no flour particle now, all incorporated lovely. And at this stage now I am happy this dough just to leave it, cover it with shower cup, and I'll come back when our sourdough starter is ready. So we add the starter and our salt. Okay, I am now ready to make the lecho, the stewed pepper and tomatoes. So the first thing, I just want to talk about the ratios I'm using today to make this. I am hoping to fill in 7 to 8 quart jars. If any less, no problem. If it's any more, no problem. We're just gonna cook with it. So, after the lovely harvest yesterday, all these peppers and chilies, they were in a fridge. So just before I mix them all together, I just want to go through the varieties. So for every, let's say 3 kilograms of pepper, I use 1.5 kilograms of tomatoes and 0.5 kilograms of onion. Kind of that's the ratio. So we might double this, stick to it, let's see how much we've got. But first of all, I would like to just tell you guys that I would like to be on a vlog so I know what I would like to grow again next year. So what I was very happy with, and actually the perfect pepper for this job would have been this one, like the Quadri F1 or the paprika pepper. So the difference is the Quadri F1, although it was more prolific, it's got the bell pepper shape, and a paprika pepper's got the little bit like a longer shape and pointy end. Oh, they make the best stuffed peppers. I am tempting to leave it to it, but I would like to make some lecho, and we've already made loads of stuffed pepper and it's in a freezer. So today I am using up all the peppers for making lecho. But the pepper I would love to, if I can get seed for next year to grow, it's the Quadri F1, and also I would like to grow the paprika pepper. So these two I would like to grow for sure. I'm also quite happy with the yellow monster. Is it the yellow monster? Where is the sign? Yes, yellow monster, because it's so prolific, and yellow monster is a bell pepper. It's grown in a lovely large size. You can use it as a green bell pepper, or when it matures it turns yellow. But today I'm going to use that as part of our lecho as well. I'm thinking if I use all these different colors, that would just look nice in a jar as well. So one thing I need to think about, some of these peppers got quite like a thick skin, so that wouldn't be nice. But I'm just gonna have to go with the flow, and I'm gonna have to compromise with it. Like, let's say this Ingrid pepper, actually I might take this out because it's gonna be now soft. But I just wanted to show you, I'm not sure if I'm gonna grow this Ingrid pepper again. So I might just make a pile of, it's all got the signs in there, the ones I would like to grow and the ones I don't. So the Ingrid pepper goes on the right side of the table. We're not going to grow the Ingrid pepper next year, even though it's a lovely, this chocolatey purpley color bell pepper, but it just didn't do much for me. So we are growing the yellow monster, can go on the left hand side, the Quadri can go, and the paprika pepper will grow those. Okay, what else we've got in here? So we've got lipstick. The lipstick pepper, I'm probably gonna put it in to our lecho. And what else we've got in here? And a Ruby Nova. Okay, so they are very similar. They've got this long pepper shape with a pointy end, and it matures from light green to this beautiful deep red. But I might grow actually these two, you know, next year. So I like them too. So let's see. Let's start to weigh these peppers as long as we go. So that's 1 kilogram. We've got 3 kilograms in here already, because I weighed these two out, the yellow monster and the Quadri, and this mixture. That's already 3 kilograms in here. There is also an option if I would like to make this stew, vegetable stew, spicy or not. So if I make it spicy, I can use some of these chilies up, of the sugar rush family, but I haven't made my mind up yet. So for now, let's weigh out 1.5 kilograms of tomatoes. These tomatoes were on a windowsill. We've picked most of these tomatoes, friends, half ripe or hardly. They were just started blushing, and they beautifully ripened on a windowsill. I'm taking out the bigger ones. Some of them are going soft. So I should actually have a bowl for the chickens, so we can take these to the chickens. Where are we now? Oh, we're nearly 1.5 kilogram. So let's put these two in here. That is now 1.5 kilogram. So just to show you the ratio what I'm using today to make. So 1 bowl of tomatoes to 3 bowls of peppers. Okay, let's just check the fridge. If there is any more peppers, or we stick to this batch, the 3 kilograms of pepper and 1.5 kilograms of tomatoes, friends. Okay, I have decided to do a single batch, although we've got so much peppers, but I would like to do maybe some other recipes with those. So, what I'm gonna do, I washed all the peppers and tomatoes, and I'm going to peel and slice the onions, and I'm going to take care of the peppers. So we're just going to halve them, take the insides out, slice them, and then I'm going to peel the tomatoes. We can blanch it and peel it that way, but because these ones are so ripe, I'm sure I can just easily peel it off with a knife. I'm also using a tablespoons of pink Himalayan salt in today's recipe, and a tablespoons of sugar, cane sugar. And I've just took it out of the freezer, so it needs a bit of a time to defrost. But I'm gonna use 3 tablespoons of lard to saute our vegetables. So I've got my compost bin over here, and I am going to wash my hands. I've just sharpened these knives, so I need to be careful. And let's get peeling, chopping. This will take me about an hour to get everything ready before we're going to put them on the stove. And then we just peel the rest. Can you see how easy it comes off? It's very ripe. And if a little bit stays on it, I'm not super fussed. My mum and grandma never peeled it when they were doing canning the lecho, and I probably would prefer it peeled, but you know, if something stays on it like that, I really don't mind. So because it will take me a few moments to peel all this, but I like doing jobs like that, you know, so it's absolutely fine with me. The weather is still acceptable, more than acceptable for, it's 30th of October today actually, so we've only had few frost. We saved the polytunnel in a greenhouse, so that's still thriving. All the tomatoes are now done, and I have started on the peppers. So what I'm doing, I wash these peppers and I am just going to take the middle out. So, just going through with my knife like that. Got my compost bin here. And taking everything out of the peppers, all the seeds, stem, inside, everything out. For now, and after that, we're just going to chop it. This pepper bit is now going quicker. Although it wasn't too bad, the tomatoes, because they were so ripe, so that saved me a step of blanching them and take the seed out that way. Or we should have just skipped all those steps and just went ahead and just should have just sliced it as it is. But because these ones are my last, and then late in a season, it's, you know, gets a bit more brown spots on them, or the skin is not so perfect. So that's why I've made the decision to peel them, to be honest. My friend is here right now and cutting Lucy Bear's hair. I cannot wait to see the result. I'm gonna show you as well. And then Sandy's next. I don't need to cook today because we still got some leftovers. So we've still got a little bit left over of the lovely tomato soup we've made together and the venison curry. So I think we're just gonna finish that off tonight. And it is 20 to 1 now. If I've got time after we finish this job, I might bake something. Also, just remembered actually that we need to do the next step with our sourdough bread. So I think I'm gonna stop now, and then we're going to put the sourdough. Going to knead the sourdough starter to our dough. Let's do that right now. So now that sourdough starter is nicely risen, and I'm just going to put about half a cup to this dough and give it a very good massage until it nicely cooperates. And then we're going to add a teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt to the dough and just cover it back up and leave it to it. And the next 3 hours, once in every hour, I'm just going to stretch and fold the dough before we're going to put it in a banneton basket. And for overnight, we put them in the fridge, and tomorrow we're gonna make a lovely bread, and I'm tempted to make it again like a pumpkin shape. I've bought some cinnamon sticks so we can use it as a stem. What I like with this, I honestly don't really need it so long. It's just honestly a minute or two. Right, let's add about a teaspoon of salt and just knead it in real well. How is your autumn going? If you're gardening, how is your garden doing? Have you finished? Are you still harvesting something? Please let me know in the comment section. I am really curious what all of you growing or cooking, and I really would like to, bring you along, and I really would like to know all the recipes perhaps you do in these upcoming months with your families, or what you bake. Okay, so I'm doing that. I'm just gonna put some oil. Not much, just maybe just like a half a teaspoon, just to coat this dough all over. And that's it, friends. Wash my hands, cover it back with a shower cup, and the job's done. I am making a progress, friends, so I've dealt with the onions, that's being cut now, and I've chopped all the peppers. I'm just gonna do some additional chopping. I'm not doing it too small, just like this. And I might do a little bit of half those tomatoes as well. And we are ready to cook this a little bit. I don't want to cook it completely, just maybe like half cook them. And saying that, it takes 40 minutes. That cycle I use, the wash cycle for the jars, so I'm just gonna turn the dishwasher on behind you and be all good. I've just tidied up the floor a bit, swept it because I made a mess.